Hey Flosstube, welcome back to my channel. Today is July 5th of the year 2026, and today we are going to look at what projects I'm worked on in June, what I'm going to work on in July. And first, I would just like to say welcome to any new subscribers and viewers, and welcome back to anybody that is returning. Thank you for sticking with me. And we will be going through those. So first in June, I had a couple new starts, but the first one I worked on is called Pansy Mandala, and it was a Patreon exclusive from Hade. So unfortunately you can't get it any longer, and this is what it will look like. That background is really light colors, and I'm doing all of it. So this was a start with my sister Teresa from Pines to Palms Stitching. I will link them below. It's mother and daughter team. So this is the mock-up of it, and I started over here in the top left corner. And this is 28 count, 1/1 full cross, and it's going to be fairly large. And whoa, don't lose the needle. Here is where I got to. So what I did is I outlined the whole first page in the 819. So everything that is outlined, all this in here, is all going to be 819. This is different colors. So this is just when it comes out, it's just easy stitching, just 819 the whole way. On that one, I think like the first 3 or so pages is 819. Quite a bit of 819. Let me show you here. All the green that you see, that's all 819. 32,243 stitches is remaining, and I have done 1,641. And this piece has a total of 360,000, and I am at 0.46%, not even at 0.5%, with 1,600 stitches. So this will take a little while, but that's okay. So that was what I worked on for the first, as a new start with my sister. And I don't see it here, but I also worked on Pandemic, but I didn't bring that. So, and I also worked on the naughty list, but I don't see that one here as well. So I'll bring those in at the end of July. A garden trellis I didn't bring out as well. Mini Village. I was one of my Whipco calls, and I spun, and we worked on November, I believe. So here is where this was a new start. So there will be no before picture. So this is what November looks like. And this is 40 count 1/2 full cross. And the fabric is called, the fabric is Sparrow by Millennial Fabrics. And I got enough pieces to do all of them on this. And I have, using the Classic Colorworks as called for. So that would go for for June. And then we was also a B&S snail, so I didn't have one on the go. So I started the strawberry snail, or strawberry rhubarb, and I got to 710 stitches, so 67.55% complete. And this is don't have it written down. I'm not sure. It must just be like a random piece of fabric that I had. Doing it over one. So it's tiny. So there we go. So all I really need to do on this snail is fill in the body and the little seeds on the strawberry. Yeah. Finish the seeds on the strawberry and then fill in the snail body. And this snail can go into the collection. And when I have enough of them finished, it will get turned into a project bag. That's my plan right now. And we also worked on Garden Grows by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I'm not sure what my stitch totals were, as I wasn't really keeping track. This was a whole kit that I purchased I don't even remember when. But here is where it is currently. I finished out the stone walkway and I started on the terracotta pots here. And I'm not sure if I have a picture in here. I don't think I do. I will put a picture on the screen of what the Garden Grow cell looks like because it was a mystery cell. So this is what it came to us looking like as the picture. I do know that this little gnome here, he is up here, I believe. And I've got the gardening tools to finish on top. And then there's a pond. I'm not sure exactly what else down below. I believe that's on 28 count. And next up, we worked on Glistening Wings. And this is the 2026 Haid Sal for the year. Hopefully they do it again for 2027. And that information will come out towards the end of the year. But this is what the piece that I chose looks like. And this is with July, a little bit of July stitching. 74,943 stitches complete out of 87,020. And it's 86.12% complete. And I have 4 colors remaining. I'm doing this on 32 count, 2/1 half cross with the called for DMCs. So here is what it looks like. This was on the schedule for a weekend in June, but I don't think I focused on it on that weekend because I work on it pretty much every day. But now that it's getting towards the end, I'm just taking like every couple days Still have, what, 6, 7, 5 months? 7 months? 6 months? 6 months. But I would like to get it done before the before December. That should happen. And then also worked on the river, which is this one here. This is by Modern Folk Embroidery. This was a piece in one of the Black Needle Society January boxes, the resolutions box, back in, I have it written down here. I started it in 2022, so it was a resolutions box in 2022, and I believe this is finished, and I think I'm just on this one. This is on 56 count, 1/2 full cross, and yeah. Let me move the needle minder out of the way, take the needle. This is a cream 56 count. So this is, and this was what I had to working on in here. Bringing down the border around it and bringing in the other one, bringing down both sides, and I started the border for the last band. So this one should only take a couple more times, and it will be finished. And then we can figure out what we'll do with the other 3/4 of the fabric. And up next is Cinderella's Castle, which is this piece here. This is a kit, Disney Art, I believe. The Art of Disney, cross-stitch Cinderella's Castle. This is a out-of-print kit, I believe. I know people have seen them for sale groups and stuff. And I'm down in this part, working a little bit up in these towers up here, a couple of the fireworks, and doing it on the kit fabric with the kit floss. So here is where it is currently. Let me put this. I'll do it this way. I'll show you this 1/4. And then I'll move the thing, and then show you this part. There you go. There's the whole piece. And there is some of the back stitching that is done on the bottom. Most of it, except for on this, no, that side's done. All the back stitching in these, and this is done. This tree is done, I believe. This tree is almost done over here. What I'm doing is I'm just working on the page that I'm at, and I'm just picking the symbol that's the lowest symbol and working that thread in until it's finished. And then I worked on Joyous Noel, which is in here, in this project bag here. And I realized, you don't have a picture, but I realized that my piece of fabric is too small. So we need to buy another piece of fabric. I will insert a picture of what it will look like. We're not that far along, but it's not wide enough this way, and if I turned it this way, it wouldn't be wide enough going up and down. So this will be a restart at some point, and I am actually using the Sulky Petites for this to try it out, and I like them. Just use the one strand on the 28/2, but we need to order a bigger piece. And then we worked on another Haid that was a Patreon exclusive, and it's called Becoming a Princess. So here it is. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And I am at 5,472 stitches complete for a total of 2.70%. And it has a total of 202,500 stitches. I think this is 28 count. And I'm working it in a diagonal stair-stepping method. So here is where it is. The empty spots that you see are just ones that I have not gotten to yet. No, not that I haven't gotten to, I don't have that floss yet. I will go through and fill that floss in. This is either 28 or 32. Don't remember. But that is Becoming a Princess. And then next up, another Monday, worked in the mini village, and we worked on a project from the Frosted Pumpkins in this cute little box. This is the Frosty Friends Sal. It was a couple of years ago. Let me see. No, it's not in this, so it's not sure. This is a 28 count cash-out, and I know I had made a mistake somewhere and I don't remember where, so what I did is I came down underneath the Arctic Fox in the bowl, and I got the banners in for the next two animals, and then I started on the border, and then I was working down here on this one down there on the bottom. So once I'll work the bottom, and then I'll go and work from the bottom to the top, and I'll figure out where the mistake is, and we'll go from there. And I keep looking over here, over that way, because the cats are all out and getting into mischief with each other. Then next up was Birthday New Start. And here is the Birthday New Start. This is Daphne's Connection, Nora Corbett. She's 179 by 252. And I'm doing it on the called for Witch Out Water Lily linen. I just need to get, I have the bead pack. I bought it as a bead pack pattern combo. And I just need to get the Karen Water Lilies. There's two Karen Water Lilies that are called for. My goodness, really see-through. And there are some colors that I didn't have, so I had to order those as well. So here is where it is. This was a middle start. So you can see we're working in her dress. and one of the purple little dangles. So this will get added into the to the rotation as well. And then we worked on Sunflowers, which is a piece by Mary Ann Broom. And this is what it will look like when it is finished. And it's charted by Haid. I am at 57,034 stitches out of 126,800 for 44.98%. And this is on, I believe it's a 28 count. And this is where we got to. It's the whole thing. But I was working in here, working on getting this page finished. I'm not quite there yet. Right there is where the page ends, and right there is where the page is wide. So we're almost done that page, and then I'll move over to this. We'll move over to this page over here. Birdie's yelling at me tonight. What do you want? Oh yeah? And then we worked on the river again. And then the other piece, it was Old Fashioned by Shane and Christine. It was a July 30th piece, June 30th piece, July 1st piece. So I'll show that in the update for July. So for July, since it is the 5th, there's been 3 projects that I've already worked on, and I will show those in the update. Old Fashioned, Stitchoween from Creatively Crafting from 2024, and Song of Summer is a Haid, and I will show those in July. So at the end of July, Whipco for July was number 17 and number 9. Number 17 again is the mini cottage, mini village. I will spin my random spinner, and we'll see if I'm working on one of the 2 that already started or if it picks a new start. And then we are also going to be working on, we have Schoolhouse Rocks by the Black Needle Society, which is, let me pull it up here, if I can find it. Where are you? Right here. Here is the mock-up. This is the one that I started to take out the State House and then just realized just add extra on each side of the pattern to make it work out evenly. And I am currently 9,562 stitches out of 16,284, 58.72%. And this is on an 18 count Aida. That I believe this is the one I dyed myself. And here is where it is currently at. Like I said, I'm going to put the bottom back in on the State House, add one over here, and then I believe one column over here to make it work out, and then we'll be all set. And we have frogworts. I didn't bring that piece out here with me. But frogworts is the Black Needle Society digital retreat. The last video I posted was the unboxing for that. So that will be this week. And then the weekend, frogworts and garden trellis, excuse me. And then my other Whipco piece is Hedgehog House. And here is a Hedgehog House. I'm doing this on a piece of 28 count, I believe. Let me see, I got the piece of paper right here. Glacier Forbidden Fiber Co. 25 counts. And it is tiny, and I am almost half done, if not half done. Hopefully you'll be able to see because it's light colors. So here is the pattern. I got the house to do and the hedgehog, and that's about it. A little bit of flower petals, the petals on the big flowers I'm gonna do. So this one, if I had to wager a guess, this would probably be one that I would be able to get finished in the 2 days that I have it in my thing for. That it is scheduled for Whipco. As I didn't put like a stitch count or anything like that on my Whipco pieces. It was just to work on them in the month. It could have been 1 day, could have been 2 days, just work on them. And then the 2023 Black Work Sal from Peppermint Purple. I can't show you what the whole thing looks like, but this is the layout that I'm doing. So there is some crosses and most of it is black work. And like I said in the past, for some reason I can only work on this for a little bit each time it gets called. I don't know if it's just because it's all black work. But here is where we are. I might work in the middle and get more of this middle frame done and get this whole piece here, so then we can just go around and then work around the whole piece. We will see. And this is on a 28 count linen, Lugana, sorry, Great Basin by Fortnite Fabrics, which you cannot get anymore, unfortunately. So that will be, we'll get some work on that one this month as well. And then we have Glory, which is this piece here by Bent Creek. This is the one that I'm taking Glory, and instead of having it spaced out, smush it all together. So then I'll take out the alphabet and I'll put in my dad on one side and my husband on the other, depending which side works best. This is the piece that my husband picked out one year when we went up to the Black Needle Society to Kansas City for their ritual retreat. So here are the colors that I'm using, just Weeks Dye Works. We replaced 1 or 2 of the colors. They didn't have the color in stock. And this actually happens to be a piece of fabric that was at the retreat on the freebie table. And we are doing this over 2 with, I think, 2 strands. So here is where we are, just working on that field of stars. Work on some more blue, and maybe work on the red a little bit and part of the white a little bit. On the stripes. Maybe we'll sit down and figure out how we can get it to do what I want it to do. And then we have year 5 for Frogwarts, which you'll see at the end. And I forgot one other piece, which is red, white, and blue. I can show you what the mock-up looks like. This is a piece I started April or May. This is Carolyn Manning. This was on one of her clearance get it before it goes away. And I am starting at 2,592 stitches out of 26,244 for 9.88%. So what's colored in the red and white and blues is what's done, and what is white is not done. I am working in a stair-step fashion in the 9x9 block. I'm not going outside the 9x9 block. So we will work on that as well. Black work. Monthly mini cottage is getting 4 days, not just the 2 Mondays. It's getting 2 days in a week. So we will work again on that one. And then Pansy Mandala is getting another weekend. You've seen that one already, so it'll just be more 8/19. 3 Things Sampler by Maura Blackburn. This one I have not worked on in a long time, which is this piece here. I'm doing it on 32 count. Let me see. She doesn't put what they used on there, but mine's a 32, I believe. 32 count flax. So 2/2 full cross. And I'm not sure where I'll work since I have the whole border done. I don't have anything big enough to put behind it, I'm sorry. So it is a little see-through for you guys. So I could work over here, which I know that I have to fix something in here. I could finish working on this motif, the words over here in the middle. I could work on the trees, I believe, underneath this motif. So we will see from there. And then we have Treasure Island. This is from Owl Forest Embroidery. This is a free sal 1 year on their website. And this is another small count of fabric. This is 45 count Nightingale linen, legacy linen. So it's another tiny piece. There's nothing on the bottom, but here is where we got to. I've been having to finagle some things because I had some mistakes in there, but that's okay. I can work anywhere. I might work on the big boat that's in the middle. Or work on putting in the border down here. We'll see at the end of the month when this has its rotation time. Sorry for the cicada bugs. They decide to make noise now. And then we will also work some more this month on the Hayde 2026 sal. And I didn't show this in the plans. I will insert a picture here. The last time I moved it out of the frame. Here is the Game of Thrones. Let me take these off. A little easier for you guys to see. So, there you go. I just finished this diagonal the other day and started on this, this diagonal. There is one full page and then a little, maybe half of a second row of pages. So we are getting there. I will give you the stats in just 1 minute. Alright, so Game of Thrones. Let's pull this up here. Oh, the sun. Here is what it will look like when it's done. And I am down this last row of people here is approximately where I am. Let me see. Her hair, her hair is coming in, I believe, and then once we get it, looking forward to not having faces anymore. That'll be fun. But we are at, this is including the July stitching that I've done so far on this, 341,039 stitches complete out of 453,750 for a total percentage of 75.16%. So I can say I am three quarters of the way complete with that piece. That piece has been going on since 2019. In no real rush for any of my pieces whatsoever. But it'll be nice to get that one finished. So those are that's what I worked on in June, and that's my plans for July. Now we will go into a little bit of haul. Get a little bit for you. We have in this pink bag here some Millennial Fabrics goodies. We've got Whimsical Quaker. I just liked that Quaker. Primrose Cottage. I like their Quakers. We've got so I'm sure everybody has received their May 2026 fabrics. This is Lavender Field, and I'm in the 40 count linen, the nice lavender purple. And this was one of their new ones from Primrose Cottage. God is Love. And I bought some new flosses to try. I think I bought the Pool Party to do this one in instead of purples. Do it in like the tealy blue. This is Pirate and Robin. New to me floss. And then I also got this one here. Torty is this one. Nice fall colors. And then I'm also in their classic colorworks of the month. So this is for May of 26. We have Frog Legs, which I have some of this in a project already, which is fine. We've got Cocoa Bean. We've got Just Rust, oranges. We have Blackbird and Bramble Bush. So those can get added to the inventory and put in with the Classic Colorworks threads that I have a stash of. And I also received some birthday stitching goodies. My husband bought me a new corner clamp for my Lowry stand, so I got another one of those, and I got it in a poppy color, which is nice. It fits, so I don't mind if it's a different color. And then my sister, she was stitching on this fabric, started a new project on this fabric, and I liked it, so I made a comment and said that I would have to buy myself some, and what came in the mail. But it is Zweigart 28 count white opalescent Lugana. And so she bought me a piece of this. So I'd have to find the perfect project for this. And then I have a kit from Wadabiz coming in the mail that I used some birthday money that I received to buy. And that will be, I'll talk about that when it comes in. But with that, I hope everybody has a great day. I hope everybody has a great July. Hope you had a great June. And once again, thank you for sticking with me in this time of my life right now. And just know that if I don't come back in July, I will be back. At the end of July, beginning of August, I will be back. It just, life happened, and I can't film at that moment. But I will be back again, hopefully in August. Alright, everybody. Bye-bye.